It's become part of the city's culture, identity, history. But this sport goes beyond the fortress. The Scarlet and Gray.
The UNLV men's hockey team has dominated.
Our boys in silver.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge. It's the right time. It feels right.
The Monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. They begin playing this upcoming season.
And the next generation.
When we scored the overtime goal, it's like, really? That just happened?
The Vegas Junior Golden Knights girls made history by becoming the first female hockey team to represent the state.
They live at the rink. They love the game.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every local team on the ice, this is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. You know, in baseball, football, there's a phrase, dog days of summer. Well, in hockey, as the calendar turns to December, this is the time where that long, heavy schedule starts to take its toll on the athletes. And we're starting to see it. But before we get too far up the ice, let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. As always, we look back at the week that was. For the Knights, we show you how a pair of Calder Cup champions reunited here in Henderson. I'll show you how the Golden Knights honor those in the fight against cancer. Plus, as always, going one-on-one with UNLV head coach Anthony Vinieri Greener. But we begin with the Golden Knights, who a week ago closed out their longest road trip of the season. And while they dropped their finale in Colorado by way of shootouts, the guys in gold took 7 out of possible 10 points on the trip, maintaining their top spot in the Pacific Division. And the good vibes continued to roll in their first game back at the Fortress in nearly 2 weeks. For some, this will be known as 2024. Others, this will be the year of Brett Howden, the newest recipient of a contract extension. The steal, the scoop, the speed, showing all the skill on that score. It takes under 20 seconds to go in the period before the Golden Knights light the lamp again. This time it is Ivan Barbashev from his belly, banging home the rebound. Pavel Dorofeyev the shot. Barbashev with the putback. He had 2 on the night, but we fast forward to the final frame. Now tied at 3, a little more than 4 to play. William Karlsson dropping a dime of all dimes on the doorstep to who? Howden sets a new career high with his 10th of the season, 2nd of the night, and more importantly, the game winners. Vegas ground the Jets 4-3.
I mean, something I've been, trying to accomplish is trying to be better each year, and I've yet to do it. So it's nice to accomplish that. But yeah, just looking to keep going. And
he was flying out there, but that's what he usually does. He's a fast player, and it's nice to see for him to score another one. So he's been scoring a lot of goals, and he's been a big part for our team.
And while the Medieval Maniacs love watching their Golden Knights, they might not love a player more than William Karlsson. The original Misfit played in his 700th NHL contest against Winnipeg. Playing over 19 minutes, was a +2 with that game-winning assist on Howden's second goal. On top of that, 4 days prior to the milestone night, Karlsson became a dad for the second time. Here's Wild Bill on one of the more eventful weeks of his life.
I think I get recharged, and I think all the boys does as well when we get to spend time with family. And I got some extra time with family since I went home. So I don't know. I feel recharged. It's great to be home. So and be with your kids and loved ones. So I feel pretty good. It's been a long journey, especially with the Knights, and I'm happy I got to play my 700th game in Vegas. So.
Now, the mood on Friday was positive. Saturday, things changed dramatically with the Utah Hockey Club in town. Victor Olofsson back after missing the last 20 contests due to injury, though his return would be overshadowed by what was the franchise's worst loss on home ice. Utah's second goal really summed up the evening. While on the power play, Ilya Samsonov out of the net, trying to be aggressive and make a play, serves it on a platter. For Alexander Kerfoot, it was 4-0 Utah after the first period. Nick Hague tried to provide a spark by dropping the gloves with Lawson Krause at the start of the second, but it wouldn't even make a dent as the Knights get shut out for the second time this season, 6-0.
You got to be ready to play, and I think if you're not ready to play any given team in this league can kick you in the teeth and let you have it. So that was kind of an example tonight.
The schedule's a bit ridiculous to go on a 9-day road trip and then come back and play back-to-back, right? But I mean, you have a 2-week break in the middle of the season. That's just going to happen. You have to play a lot of hockey in a short period of time. So, you know, a lot of teams are going through tough stretches right now. Like I said, you have that 4 Nations break. It's a lot of hockey, more than usual. So can't really use that as an excuse. I think we're deep enough that we could probably get through that.
Now, despite the score Saturday night, there was a bigger cause at play as the Golden Knights hosted their annual Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Noah Hannafin arrived to the building in his specialized sweater in honor of his father, who beat colon cancer when Noah was in high school. Now, each player had a lavender-colored jersey that was signed and auctioned off by the club, with a portion of proceeds benefiting 2 local organizations, Zoe's Bravehearts Foundation and the Cure for Kids and its End of the Treatment Bell. Now, that night, the team also hosted those that have fought and are currently in the fight, including a group of patients from Cure for the Kids who got a chance to see warm-ups up close.
I mean, everybody's been affected by it one way or another. I know my family has. You know, most recently, obviously, my niece. So it's a special night. You got a lot of important people in the building. The people who are going through it, the people who have gotten through it, but more importantly, you know, the people who are helping those people get through it, right? So it's good to see some people from the hospitals and nurses and doctors, and they deserve a lot of credit as well. So obviously, a great cause. I'm glad that the league, you know, does it. It's very important.
It's pretty hard to find someone who hasn't been touched by, you know, both my parents had cancer. So, I mean, there's a bigger picture here. We're paid to come to work and play and perform, get the team ready. But I'm glad the NHL and the teams get behind it. It's obviously, I mean, it's the biggest disease out there that affects, you know, so many people. So any awareness we can raise and help people feel better that are fighting cancer and obviously find a cure is probably one of the most important things in the world right now.
Now, with the schedule being what it is, there hasn't been a lot of practice of late. But this week, the guys in gold hit the ice, and that included their captain. On Monday, Mark Stone was in a red non-contact sweater, and on Tuesday, he was in a regular practice jersey, which means he is nearing closer to his return to the lineup. Now, despite all the ice, we are just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, it's a reunion of sorts in Henderson for Mason Morelli and Lucas Johansson. We'll hear from a pair of Calder Cup champs looking to create similar success here in Southern Nevada. And as we head a break, here's a look at what's on tap for the guys in gold. In Anaheim on Wednesday, then a Friday night fight at the Fortress. Western Conference heavyweight tilt with a familiar face in Pete DeBoer and the Dallas Stars. Then it's a 5-day break before another 3-game road trip takes off in Winnipeg.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. A quarter of the way through the Silver Knights season, and the numbers, well, they're not pretty. Henderson sit dead last in the American Hockey League in points, win percentage, and tied for the fewest number of wins at 4. They're bottom 5 in goals scored and have given up a league-high 75 goals in just 18 games. Now, this past weekend in Loveland, the ears are still ringing from all the cowbells going on in Colorado. The Silver Knights were swept by the Eagles, outscored 11-3 in 2 games. The one positive for HSK, they saw a quartet of players return to the lineup, either by call-ups or injury, including forward Raphael Lavoie, who put up 2 points in his first game back on Friday.
Yeah, that was a great game by Lavi. I thought he was heavy on the puck. You could see he was driving a few. He took some pucks to the net. He was able to drive on his goal. He scored. Was heavy on the puck on the first goal we scored. So overall, a good first game back from him. One of the better ones we've seen from him.
Well, after a brief call-up with the Golden Knights, Silver Knights assistant captain Mason Morelli returned to HSK over the weekend, reuniting with his teammates in Henderson, but also having a reunion of sorts with a fellow Calder Cup champion. From Hershey to Henderson, Mason Morelli and Lucas Johansson are once again teammates. The two spent parts of 3 seasons together with the Washington Capitals AHL affiliate, winning a Calder Cup championship in the 2022-23 season.
Always nice to have a familiar face. Obviously, I'm familiar with all these guys now, but having someone from a previous team is nice. You just you're comfortable around him right away, and I think vice versa.
Mo's a great teammate, man, and he battles hard every night. Even in practice, when you don't want him to battle you hard, he'll battle you hard, and so he's great. And you know what? We had a lot of good times in Hershey, and I know he's a leader here, and I'm not surprised he's got an A on his jersey, and I'm just glad to be back with them and hanging out. It's fun seeing them and getting to know the rest of the guys too.
After spending 7 years with Washington and winning his second straight AHL championship, Johansson signed an AHL contract with the Silver Knights in early November.
It's really quite impressive how they've established such a good team up top and down here really in such a short period of time. And I talked to Mo a little bit, and he's like, man, he had nothing but good things to say about this place. So I was really lucky when things kind of worked out there, and just grateful to be here.
I think the group has welcomed him really well, and he's just a great guy too. So I think he'll be very well liked in the locker room, and plays an honest game, and like you said, has a lot of good experience. So I think he's going to help our team for sure.
At 27 years old, Johansson has 9 NHL games to his name.
Congrats to Johansson. He's going to get his first NHL assist.
And he's hoping a change of scenery will get him back to his ultimate destination.
Yeah, I just want to keep getting better and keep trying to deserve an opportunity like everyone here. And, that's what it is. It's a long process. It's a journey for everybody. So, I'm fully embodying that. And I'm excited to just be playing games again and being with some teammates and just kind of living the hockey lifestyle. So I'm really excited for this season.
On the ice, Johansson has been known as a top 4 defenseman, playing over 250 games in the American Hockey League. As for off the ice and in the room,
I have nothing but good things to say. He's a little bit of a jokester. He's funny. Once you get him out of his shell a little bit, he cracks some jokes and likes to keep it light.
What do we need to know about Mo? I don't know. I think he wears his heart on his sleeve kind of. He's so out there. I'm like, someone was like, are you excited to see Mo? I'm like, I don't know if I can handle him every day again already. I didn't know if I had a long enough layover. But no, Mo's great, so I'm excited to be hanging with him.
Now looking ahead to the weekend, it is the 4th annual Lucky Launch, the Silver Knights version of the Teddy Bear Toss. For those unfamiliar, Saturday, December 7th, fans are encouraged to head to Lee's Family Forum with stuffed animals, and when HSK turn on the red light and score their first goal, all the medieval maniacs are given the green light to toss those teddies on the ice. The stuffed animals will be donated throughout the Southern Nevada community this holiday season.
Get off the boards here. That was Matt Register, and now it's sprung out here. Going to be one-on-one. Here's Chris Dodaro in between the legs, backhand, and he scores!
For the second time in franchise history, we have a Night Monsters hat trick. The first, though, on the road. Tahoe feasted in Idaho, taking down the Steelheads 7-3, earning their 8th win of the season thanks to the first 3 goals of Chris Dodaro's ECHL career. Now, while the Night Monsters took Game 1, they lost the series to the Steelheads, falling in Game 2 6-2, and in Game 3 5-2. And don't forget, if you can't get up to Tahoe, you can watch the Night Monsters on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Your next chance will be Thursday, December 12th, when they play host to Utah. And on Tuesday, former Golden Knights second-round draft pick and defenseman Daniil Chayka was placed on waivers with reports saying for the purposes of contract termination. The 22-year-old was sent down to the ECHL in Tahoe from the American Hockey League in Henderson just last month. And still ahead on Hockey in the Desert Weekly, it is time to turn our attention to the Scarlet and Gray. I catch up with Skatin Rebels bench boss Anthony Vinieri-Greener, how he and his team spent the holiday weekend, and he explains why December will prove to be one of the most important months of their season. Keep it here. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. We've talked gold, silver, time for a little scarlet and gray. And to do that, we bring in Skatin Rebels head coach Anthony Vinieri-Greener. Coach, no games this weekend, fresh off the Thanksgiving holiday. How did the UNLV hockey team spend their time?
Oh, this is the first time since I've been here 9 years that we gave the boys the entire week off. I think it was much needed after a long week in Chicago. We've had a long run of 7 straight weeks in a row. I think that they deserved it. Like we talked about off camera, I think that a recharge and sitting down with family and friends over the holiday season is much needed. You can hear a different kind of voice, and that's what they did. I know a lot of them flew right home from Chicago, spend time with family and friends, and kids that flew back. I saw a couple of them in California. I saw a couple of them at the Knights game. So they're just out doing what a normal college kid should do on their break.
Well, as you said, first time in forever, you guys have taken this time off. How was the time away for you personally and your staff?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I know Coach Nick has a wife and kids, and Coach CR, he has a fiance, and I know that my girls really enjoyed it. We get to just stay at home, hang out, spend time with my daughters. We're over the holiday season. Normally we're gone, so we did the playhouse and the jump house. We've been going on walks every day, just normal things I wouldn't be able to do just because we're always on the road. But yeah, we had a great time with family and friends on Thursday. We did a Friendsgiving bowling night, like these things that are much needed throughout a long season.
All right, Coach. Now, last month we saw you go a perfect 3-0 at the Chicago Classic, beating a team in Jamestown University who was ranked ahead of you. Yet you dropped spots in the national rankings. How do you handle that as a team?
Yeah, we'll talk on Monday when all the boys get back. One of the things we preach all the time is control the controllables. We really can't control what happens outside of the UNLV locker room and UNLV rink. So we're just going to take care of business. Our next task at hand is GCU this coming. They're a really good opponent, ranked in the top 10. So as long as we take care of business, all the chips will fall into place.
What's the biggest challenge now as the boys get back in the rink this week, getting ready for another tough weekend?
Yeah, I think it's obviously a concern right off the bat. As long as they're doing their job coming back to the rink, but I think it starts with our leadership. And, I have full trust in our leadership kind of to lead by example with Dells and Preston, Quinner, and Cole to come back and kind of just set the tone early Monday morning, getting back into a routine, back into the gym, making sure they're showing up to the rink, and then pushing each other. This first, practice on Monday is a huge practice for us. Basically, we've had a week off. They're away from the boys. We rested, we recharged. Now it's right back to work. We have two really big opponents in front of us. So it starts with Monday's practice, and we really have to push the pace, kind of just, get rid of that lazy bug that we had for a couple of days. I told all the kids not to skate over break, just rest, let your body heal up. So Monday is crucial for us just to get back on track.
Now, not to look too far ahead, but later this month you face a pair of Division I teams, one of which is the reigning, defending national champs, University of Denver.
Yeah, I think that, that's in the back of everybody's mind, including mine. But I don't want to think too far ahead. One of our things is just let's figure out what our game plan is for this week. So coming up, we got to take care of GCU, and then not only that, let's break it down. We got to win our first shift, and then let's win the first period, and then we'll win the second period, and the third period. Everything else will fall into place after that. But yeah, just touch on Denver and CC. That's definitely in the back of my mind. Obviously, they're playing really good hockey. They're at the top of the NCAA Division I division. You have number 1 and number, I think it's 6 now. But it's gonna take all the boys. I'm excited to see where we stand in those games. But before that happens, we got to just stress the us against everybody mentality. Go out there and take care of business against GCU.
Now, as I understand it, despite the tall tasks that lay ahead, as a team, you are continuing to give back to the community and help the next wave of Skatin' Rebels this month.
Yeah, no, we're going to do another youth camp here for over Christmas break. I love this one just because all of our players are around. So they'll get an hour on the ice with the players and the coaching staff, and they'll get an hour of dry land with our strength coach and some players, and just kind of just see what the players go through every single day, on ice, off ice. We can push them a little bit, and then just kind of give back to the community. So me having 2 kids, I can't wait for them to get the age where they can start playing. So I'm excited just to give back, meet the youth, see all their faces again, and give back to the community.
All right, Coach, before I let you go, 12 wins in your first 13 regular season games. How happy are you with where this group is right now?
Yeah, we're definitely taking the right steps. Like I mentioned, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, if you tell a coach that he's going to be 11-1 and almost at break, you're going to take it. Not only just our record, but I just love the way that we're playing. We're taking care of the puck on our end. Starts with our goaltending, 3 really good goalies. D zone, there was some D zone coverage. We struggled a little bit at the beginning, but I think everything's fallen into place. Kind of running a new D zone this year, and then scoring. We are super deep at forward. So at any point, our fourth line can put a couple in the back of the net, and then we're getting pucks chipped in from our third line, whatever. And it's good to see as a coaching staff. You look back and it kind of just takes some stress off your shoulders, I would guess you would say. Just because I feel comfortable putting any line on the ice at any time. I said in the past, I've only shortened the bench 3 times in 12 games. So that's saying something. But overall, I love where we're at right now. It's just a small sample size of what this group can do. One of the things we preach about is high standards and high expectations. So I think that the standards and expectations are being met right now, but I think we have more in the tank. The sky's the limit for this group.
That is Skatin Rebels head coach Anthony Vinieri. Greener, coach, appreciate your time as always. Best of luck this weekend against Grand Canyon State University. We'll chat down the line.
Always. I appreciate you.
We are taking one more break here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, it's time to clear the ice. Keep it here. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. It is that time to check on the Golden Knights of yesteryear in our continuing quest segment where we take a look at former guys in gold now playing elsewhere. And it's time we start in Minnesota, where a day after celebrating his 40th birthday, Marc-Andre Fleury collected his 5th straight win, named the second star of the game, made 21 saves in the victory, and also a little bit of history, becoming the second goaltender in National Hockey League history to earn a win both as a teenager and a 40-year-old, joining Martin Brodeur. And over in Columbus, the Blue Jackets Canadians in overtime, the second ever draft selection in Golden Knights franchise history. Nick Suzuki picks up his own rebound, lifts Montreal to a pair of points. He was named first star of the game, and for good reason. But as we wrap up our time here on Hockey in the Desert, it is time to clear the ice. And to do so, we have to go to Tampa, Florida, where in the third, game tied at 3, Capitals netminder Charlie Lindgren inexplicably shoots the puck in his own net. Take another look. Lindgren has good intentions. He's trying to help out his defense by getting the puck up and out, but he puts it in the one place you just can't do it: your own cage. The look on his face, the reaction, no one to blame but himself. Yeah, he's not happy. It's Clear the Ice. It's been Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. Guess what? We had so much fun this week. We'll do it again next week. See you then.